cat people, how are you today? I'm Catlady Antigoni, and today we are talking about makeup brands that I tried for the first time in my life in 2023. Part 3! I think that the concept is pretty much known since I have done 2 more videos in this series, but I'm gonna explain very quickly what I'm gonna do today. Basically, I'm gonna mention which brands I tried in 2023, which products I own from them, if I liked them, if I didn't like them, why I like them, or why I didn't like them. Now, before I start the video, if you're interested to see a makeup tutorial about this makeup that I have on my face today, it exists. It is basically the makeup where I'm replying to your assumptions about me, and hopefully it's gonna be up at my channel by the time that you're watching this video. I will try not to forget to have a card up here or actually have the link down at my description box. And now, without any further ado, let's start with the brands! The first brand that I'm gonna start talking about today is actually Unearthly Cosmetics. From them, I have these 2 palettes. This is the Strawberry Milkshake and this one is the Not in the Mood palette. Actually, I bought these 2 from Monolith. I'm gonna mention a lot of this shop today. I would like you to know that I bought everything with my own money. This video is not sponsored. I've never received any PR from them, but I love them so much because they made all these interesting American indie brands available here in Europe, and I just love them for this. Anyway, back to the palettes now. Here we have the Not in the Mood. Basically, this is a cake liner palette, and I'm using it pretty much every time that I'm using cake liner at my makeup looks. I don't want to say that this cake liner is like exceptional. I mean, all the cake liners are very good. They are doing the same. I can do all these with the body paints that I used to have. They are aqua activated, water activated basically, but I love the colors. I mean, the colors are so unique, and we even have metallics. I just love them, and I feel that they are giving something extra nice and something more poppy to my makeup looks, and this is a very beautiful idea, great execution with the artwork and everything. I love the print, I love Serendipity's art. And now let's move to the eyeshadow palette. I was actually like skeptic to buy their eyeshadows because I have seen a lot of people liking them, but I was more interested in other things like this palette that I didn't have anything similar in my collection. But then I saw this palette. I cannot resist to this color story. I mean, look at it. It has this burgundy red, which is basically the only red that I like. It has pink, it has the greens, the yellow. I love this color story. It could be the gray, the perfect color story for spring looks. I have tried mainly the mattes. They are so beautiful. They're very buildable. They are appearing very well on the eye. Their shimmers are not as shifty as some other brands, but we need some of this as well. Not everything has to be blinding. Their shimmers in this palette, at least, they're not like 100% for me, but all in all, the palette, the colors in the art are amazing, and I will definitely buy more in the future. Like, I was looking at their summer boxes, the small one actually talked to me, but I tried to prioritize something else instead, a brand that I haven't tried before, instead of buying from this brand again that I kind of have an opinion, but I'm very curious to see how they have developed their formulas. So make sure that you are subscribing, because in the future I will definitely have more from Unearthly Cosmetics. Let's move on to another American indie brand, and I'm ready to tell you about Wicked Widow Beauty. Look again at the artwork. Like, I'm dying for this. Let me start from this palette. This is basically the palette that is inspired from Alice in Wonderland. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name of it, and they don't include the names of the palette, all of the palette. They are just at the webpage. So I want to say that this palette is called Tea Time but I'm not sure. So don't quote me on this, but it's this cuteness right here. I mean, look at this color scheme. I'm in love. It has this amazing teal-ish color, and it has this very, very deep duochrome from blue to purple, and I'm dying for this color scheme. We have at the same time this green and this pink together, and then another duochrome here. I just love the idea of this palette. I think I have filmed a review for this one. I'm not sure if it's gonna be up by the time that you're watching this video. Anyway, let me continue with their other bigger palette that I have. This is the Scissorhands 2, and actually I have used this palette, and especially this color at my eye look right here. Look how transformative it is. It shows something on the pan, I mean more kinda like warm toned, but on my eye it's super cool toned, and I love how shifty and how the duochrome element of this appears. Their mattes are like a dream. They are so soft, so blendable. I just love this brand so much, and I'm really flirting with the idea of doing a tutorial by using only this palette, although that I know that you might not be that interested because it's quite old as a palette. But let me know down in the comments if you would like to see a dedicated makeup look from this palette, and if yes, I promise that I'm gonna do it. The next brand is again an American indie brand, and I'm gonna tell you about Simply Posh Cosmetics. From them, I own the palette Fairy Tale Fairies. This beauty right here, this is just a pastel dream to me. We have a full row of special eyeshadows. I mean, all these shifty duochromes, multichromes, all of these that are making me happy. I cannot stop looking at this palette. It's so beautiful. Plus, we are having a row of pastels. I mean, it has my heart already. I have done a dedicated video about this one if you want to see a look inspired from this one. And then we have the last straw if we want to add some depth to our looks, and I feel that this palette is perfection. I think that they have reformulated their eyeshadows in comparison with the first time that they have released their palette, but don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure. For sure in the future I'm gonna buy more and more from this brand. I'm actually eyeing their berries, frozen berries, something like this, which is half red, half blue. And you might ask, like, you don't like red, why buying this one? Because they have some berry tones that I really enjoy, and pair them with blues. Oh my god, I really want to buy this one when it's gonna come back to stock. And actually the price was very good for all these special eyeshadows, so this brand was a big surprise to me. I wouldn't say that this palette was affordable, no, by any means, it was not affordable, but for what you're getting and for the prices that in general exist in the indie community, I think that this palette is a great deal. The next brand that I got to try for the first time in 2023 is Shroud Cosmetics, and from this brand I actually decided to buy their collab palette, their first collab with Buddy Bean. It's Freaking Bats, it's the name of the palette, and now let me show you the color scheme. It's this one. I'm dying for these colors. I didn't used to love like all this grunginess, but nowadays I started experimenting more, and the more I experiment with these, the more I love them. This palette is genius. Now when it comes to the quality, let me tell you, the shimmers are very impressive and I really enjoy working with them. I love this one, it's called Zero, and it's almost duochromatic, like from blue to purple. I love this one, and I love this one as well. It is called Apparition. Actually, I have done a dedicated video about this palette. It is available at my channel if you want to watch it. Now, when it comes to the matte eyeshadows, I feel that their formula is quite not weak. I don't want to use this word, but it can be improved. They are a bit powdery. They are working, don't get me wrong, they are working, but I have tried better mattes. I heard that with their latest palette, the peachy sky, something like that. They have improved or changed at least their matte formula, so I'm really curious to see what they have done there, because if they have kept the shimmer formula exactly the same but they have changed their matte formula, this is gonna be amazing. Let me mention a slight issue that I have with some of the shimmers. They actually start cracking without me touching the palette or doing anything weird, but fortunately, unlike the Clarity Cosmetic palette, they had a lot of binding liquid, so I just took some paper and repressed them, and they're working fine right now. I mean, they're looking absolutely perfect, so this was not an issue, but since I had this experience, I really want to share this with you. I want to be 100% honest with this, and let me tell you, I don't know if I want anything else from their old formula, but I'm very curious for their new formula. And come here, I want to tell you, I might buy the other palette in collab with Buddy Bean, although that the formula might be the same, because I love this Halloween color story, and it screams Halloween so much. I love Halloween, I love the color story. I mean, you understand, right? And now it's time for the Greek word of the day. Well, I was keep mentioning the word formula again and again in this video, and this is what I would like to tell you in Greek today. So in Greek, it's very simple. We actually say formula. Say with me, formula. Formula. As always, I'm gonna ask you to try to write a comment down below using the Greek word formula, or actually tell me the word in your own native language. Moving on! Now, I'm gonna tell you about a brand that actually got a lot of critique about their pricing. Well, the brand is Ensley Rain, and of course I had to get the Midwinter Dream collab palette with Brittany Huffman. Look at these colors here. Just look at it. It's just fantastic. I don't have words to describe this one. It's so beautiful. Does this palette worth almost 100 euros that I paid for it? Well, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the shimmer formula, they're having among the most impressive shimmers that I've ever seen in my life, that I've ever touched all these years that I'm doing makeup, so no questions about this. But they are also having a full row of mattes, and of course I can understand that you cannot do a look just with shimmers. Well, you can do a look, but for most people, they need to have some mattes as well. But to me, this is becoming very expensive. And this brand in general has extremely expensive prices. If you're asking for my opinion, they are saying that they are hand pressing their eyeshadows. Well, I don't have no reason not to believe them, and for this reason I can understand the pricing. I can understand that a collab is always more expensive than just a palette from a brand, because the collaborator has to get paid, and this is the fair way to do a collab, and I definitely understand this. But I don't know, 100 euros for a palette is quite a lot. I was so curious to try this one, and I would say that if you have the money and if you really want to try their formula, you will not be disappointed by any means. If you can find anything cheaper with this performance, I think if you try hard enough, you will find. Although that I would like to say that in their special eyeshadows, I didn't have to do anything. I mean, sometimes I get eyeshadows and I have to press so to get some oils out, because they are extremely oily and they're creasing a lot on my eyelids. I didn't have to touch these eyeshadows, they were just perfect. Their formula was perfect. And if you ask me if I would like to buy more from the brand, I would probably say yes, because I liked it. I don't want to lie to you. Yes, it's expensive, but yes, there is a reason for it to be expensive. And before I close this video, I'm gonna mention something that I probably forgot to say. Everything that you saw today is of course cruelty-free, and most of the products are vegan as well, if you were wondering. Now, if you have any specific questions about anything that I showed you, if it is vegan, anything that can get in your mind, please don't forget to leave it down in the comments. And with this said, that was it! This was our video for today. If you actually watched until this point, please leave me a winter emoji down in the comments, because when I was reviewing this palette, I did a winter related makeup and I would like to see something like a snowflake or anything you like anyway. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you liked the video. If yes, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. Hope to see you next time with a makeup video, and until then, bye bye!